Darren's come in right away. He says, would Barry be happy with Gerrard coming back to Rangers?
I would. He's obviously been at the club before. Look, in terms of this appointment for the Rangers manager, I think it's important that they've had a connection with the club. That's a big thing for me. And certainly Steven Gerrard's had that. I know a lot's made of, he's only won one trophy out of 9, but it was a big trophy.
That's a big one,
and he's a big character, he's a big personality, and I think that's what Rangers need at this moment in time.
Do you think, Barry, because I think a lot of the problems that you encountered, and I'm sure we'll discuss it over the next wee while, but when you went in there in the interim capacity last season, am I right in thinking that some of the major problems and things that kind of scared you a little bit about it was how far Rangers had drifted away and how there was a lack of connection? And do you think that Steven Gerrard gets the club in a way that a lot of other people haven't seemed to get over the last while? Fans
are the most important people, Jacko. That's what you need. You need a connection from the touchline to the stands, and I thought that's what was definitely missing, because I'd been back at all the games through Mold Row as an ambassador. I had seen it, and that was my first port of call was, let's try and get a winning team firstly, but let's try and get a connection with the fans again. I think that's the most important thing, because I think two of them go toe and toe, and when there's a good connection like that, then you tend to see a team win more games of football, and I certainly think Steven Gerrard can bring that. You've seen the hype over the last 24 hours. Coming, or maybe coming, should I say? And I think he would be certainly a popular choice. And in my opinion, I think he would be a good choice if they can try and agree it.
But he seemed to connect with the club in terms of, he'd obviously spent almost all of his playing career at Liverpool, big club, high intensity, high pressure. So he seemed to make the transition into going into Rangers, which seems to shock a lot of people, the size of the thing that they maybe don't expect. It takes them by surprise. That was never the case with Steven Gerrard, was it?
No, and maybe a big help was Gary Mack.
Aye.
Obviously, I know he played with Motherwell when he was younger, but he's made it well known he was a Rangers man, and he's obviously let him know what it's all about. And I'm sure he would have done his homework. He would have spoke to many people, and you seen the reception when he got announced that time he came. There was thousands of fans inside the stadium, and he bought right into it. And I think it's important that you buy right into it. It's, as I said to you, having the fans on your side, you've got a much better chance of being successful. And certainly, he had the fans on the side.
And there's a complete disconnect just now.
Yep, and what I liked about him as well, I've got to be honest with you, when he was doing his pressers, he was just straight. That's the way you've got to be. Fans are no stupid. Fans are no stupid. When you sit there before a game and after a game, certainly after a game when you've maybe suffered a defeat or not played well, you need to be straight and open and honest. And I think he was always that way. And I think that's the best way to be.
Authentic.
You've got to be yourself. Why try and be somebody that you're not? I think if you're like that, then you put yourself into a bit of trouble.
We've got tons of questions, comments on Gerrard as well, though. That'll maybe get your guys' take on it. That's cool. This one here, let me see. Green Machine, he's obviously, I think, of a Celtic fan persuasion, but he's not worried. He says Gerrard only won the league in Scotland because there was no fans in the stadium to get on their backs during COVID. Rangers easy okay. Says thing with Gerrard I don't get is why he's up for it now with a squad he hasn't assembled, but wasn't up for it when he would have a large transfer kitty to play with in the summer. I hope he takes it. And he also says, Barry, thanks for the back end of last season and all the memories throughout the years. And this one from Richard, he says, if it is to be Gerrard, will he bring Michael Beale back alongside him? It's a very intriguing question, isn't
it? Yeah. I've got an unconfirmed backroom team that what has been suggested to me that Steven Gerrard might look to bring with him if this is indeed the one that he says he wants to go to. Now, a couple of things on that. In the Rio Ferdinand podcast yesterday, he sounded pretty far removed for being a guy that had his backroom team set up. Yep. In fact, he referred to, I'll have that at some point in the future, so it's not now. But, so this is unconfirmed. I don't know if it's even just a rumour that's doing the rounds, but it is coming from someone who's fairly well connected.
I love when Keith gets the
Yeah,
phone.
who's the rumours from? Yourself?
No. So, Gerrard, Gary Mack, Billy Reid, Jermaine Defoe and Tom Coulshaw.
Can I just say something, right?
Yes.
I'm blind as well, but how big's your...
I know, my eyes are totally gone.
It's like
Yep.
Deirdre for Coronation Street.
That's worse than my mum's. That's a
Worse than Hugh
problem.
Keevins. So that's the rumour that's doing the rounds. Not verified, not confirmed. Billy Reid's an interesting name in there. Jermaine Defoe's been...
I was going to say that's what I was going to come to. A lot of people commenting on Jermaine Defoe's Instagram activity this afternoon. 4 hours ago, he posted I think we can see a picture of it, of his, there you go, his Rangers tracksuit.
That's an old one, that.
That's an old one.
I've got that one.
Aye. But, I mean, he posted it without any real
Did you
comment.
even play in that strip? That was before your time.
No, that's a tracksuit top.
I know, but remember that Adidas strip that had the big 3 white...
Aye, that's like early 90s, isn't it?
Aye, but obviously my mum and dad bought me at that stage, didn't they? So that's up the loft.